think of Cheltenham, you think Cleve Hill, Willie Mullins, Cawthoo Star. Personally, I think Neil Phillips. And we're joined by Sophie Robertson from Nyetimber. Tell us, Neil, where are we?
Well, I tell you what, we're right down in the orchard here. Now, I'd love to start Cheltenham here in the orchard, having some Nyetimber. Sophie's got some great wines for us today, and it's a great way to start the festival. And I know you love it, don't you, Niall?
Absolutely. I love the location because literally we're just behind the last hurdle. It's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So well located. We've had this spot now for a few years, so it kind of feels like home coming back here, actually.
I have to say, it is glorious to be here, and it feels like home for me too. I've had a few days having Nyetimber, and I love them all. And I always feel like, Neil, Van Gogh had his art, Newton had his science, you've got your champagne.
I certainly have, and I certainly have here. And by the way, Tom is dying to get a visit to Nyetimber, so we got a brilliant intro there. But we have, and it's actually brilliant to taste. It's a fantastic feature, and I've got to say, I know we're in about a minute in, but I'm going to have a taste, actually. I think we should go in.
I just didn't want to be a heathen, like, as normal. I'm waiting for So tell us, what is this?
Of course. So this is classic cuvee. So Nyetimber, we're based down in West Sussex, but we also have some vineyards around Kent and Hampshire as well. What we're starting with today, and I just think is the perfect way to start off, is our classic cuvee. It's the flagship of the range. It's really the best well-known Nyetimber. And because of that classic blend, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier, multi-vintage, so designed to be consistent, but should be quite fresh and quite fruity and just quite complex as well because of the years of aging. But yeah, enough about me, let's have a taste.
Go on, watch Tom. Tom will be enjoying this.
Do you know what? I have to say, I have to admit, I had a taste off camera. I've now had a taste on camera, and unsurprisingly, I suppose, the more I have, the nicer it gets. Neil, how big a fan are you of Nyetimber in the sort of champagne hierarchy?
Well, I think they're doing a great job. I think the thing is about me is consistency. That's what you've done, and the way you've crafted the wines. And it's also really interesting that Sherry Spriggs, the winemaker there, was the first female winemaker to win International Sparkling Winemaker of the Year. And that was a really high accolade as well. So I love the way you've done that. And I love the way you set out with the different pieces of Nyetimber, because you've got the different vineyards as well, Sophie, which I think is great. And how you manage Chardonnay, Pinot Noir and Meunier. And I have to say, Tom, having been to Nyetimber last year for the first time, it is absolutely fantastic. Niall can't wait to go either now.
Well, no, I just want to, but it's not just one. With varieties of spice of life. What is this one?
So this one, we've also poured the rosé today, which really came on board with Sherry because both our head winemaker Sherry Spriggs and our owner and CEO Eric Karima love sparkling rosé. What I think is nice from what Neil has just said is that Sherry was in fact the first woman to pick up best sparkling winemaker in the world. But not just that, she was also the first person from outside the Champagne region to get this award, which was pretty significant. So this is really her wine. It's mainly Pinot Noir, this one, but it's not a sweet Pinot Noir. It's not sort of a fruity rosé. It's a really serious structured rosé, so often called a rosé for a red wine lover, this one. Yeah. Really.
Are you more of a classic cuvee person or a fan of the rosé? Which one do you prefer?
It really depends on the day, I'd say. We love all of our children equally.
Yeah, very diplomatic.
Absolutely, absolutely. But what I would say is rosé is absolutely not just for summer. A lot of people just drink it during the summer, but it is a fantastic wine. Tons of character, lots of depth of flavour, and just, yeah, a really great wine.
I'm guessing, looking at you, that we'll disagree. That is nicer than that. That's nice. That's very nice.
I would prefer the original, I think, actually.
Yeah, I knew you said it.
Well, I don't really know why is that? I don't really know. Just the kind of classic original taste.
Yeah.
It fills my palate rather nicely.
He's going for my job, this guy. I tell you, look at these tasting notes coming out. But I tell you what, look, I understand Sophie's answer, okay, because I'm a big wine mood person, and that sounds a bit pretentious. But some days you want to have rosé, some days you want to have the classic cuvée. One of the things to say about rosé is it's popular all the year round. I mean, it does so well at Cheltenham. You're always flying along with the rosé here. But actually, one thing I just wanted to ask Sophie as well, how long have you been making rosé for? Because rosé has just got more and more popular from a sparkling point of view.
Yeah, it's a good question. We've made the classic cuvée since 1993. The rosé we actually have made since 2007. So it's been came on board with Sherry really. But I would say there's definitely been a drive in popularity over the last few years towards the rosé. So we actually did sell out of it a few years back. Don't panic, we have it back. But because of that just real surge in popularity, it's something that definitely has been really really well received over the last few years, we'll say.
And do you know what? When people come into this sort of enclosure at Cheltenham, often in the past, it's been Moët and Chandon that takes the eye because it's right there. But I have to say, Nyetimber is slowly working its way forward as well, Sophie.
I would agree, and thank you. It's obviously nice to hear it from you.
He just wants a trip to your place, doesn't he?
Guilty as charged.
Anytime. But
I'm that obvious.
Suave, he's so suave, isn't he?
But absolutely though, and it is nice to really solidify our place here, I guess. We've made wine at Nyetimber since 1992. Vines went in 88, so actually pioneers of English sparkling wine, really known for being the first people in the UK to make champagne-style wines in England, from obviously Chardonnay, Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier. But it is quite nice to be rivaling our friends across the channel these days.
What horse today is going to make you buy one of these after racing?
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to be celebrating. I'm going to be coming down here for a Magnum, because you've got the Magnums for sale here in the classic cuvee. Transmission in the last race of the day. I really like Transmission. I've been on Transmission all season. He loves Cheltenham. He's going to get the trip. And he's my nap of the day, big time.
And you're just happy not listening to him. You're a good judge. You're just here to sell the product.
Yeah.
The race in the backstage.
I'm really here for the wine personally, but and the good atmosphere, of course, as well.
And remember last year a horse called Chianti Classico won.
Yeah.
But this year there's no wine named horse, so it's all about the champagne.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. Let's have a toast on that. Sophie, thank you very much. Neil, best of luck with Transmission.
Cheers. Cheers. Come on.
It's hard work.